Have you ever felt like life is happening to you, not for you? Like you are constantly running, but always arriving just a little too late? If that feeling sits heavy in your chest, stay with me. This is the story of Mark and the morning that changed everything. Mark was a good man. He loved his wife Claire and his 6-year-old daughter Ella more than anything. But Mark had a secret enemy, his alarm clock. Every night he promised, "Tomorrow I start fresh." And every morning at 6:30 a.m., his hand would slap the snooze button. Just 5 more minutes, then 10. Suddenly, it would be 7:45. Panic. He'd jump out of bed, skip breakfast, and rush out the door, already defeated. He worked as a courier, and his boss, Mr. Davidson, had warned him twice. "Mark, the client needs these contracts by 9 a.m., not 9:30. The third time Mark was late, he was let go. Walking home, he felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. That evening, Claire didn't yell. She just looked tired. "What now, Mark?" she asked softly. Before he could answer, Ella ran in, glitter on her cheeks. "Daddy, the spring festival is next Friday. I'm singing a solo. The gates close at 8:20 a.m. sharp, and no one gets in after. You'll be there, right? In the front row?" Mark swallowed the lump in his throat. "I promise, sweetheart, front row." The week passed. Mark tried, he really did. But on Wednesday, Ella had a quick rehearsal. Mark told himself he'd be there, but that morning, the snooze button won again. He arrived at the school just as the doors clicked shut. He saw Ella through the glass, her smile fading as she turned away. That silence in the car ride home was louder than any argument Claire could have made. That night, sleep was a stranger. At 5:15 a.m., Mark sat up in the dark. He couldn't do this anymore. He stepped outside. The air was cold and clean. The world was silent. At the corner, a small diner, the early bird, was glowing with warm light. An older man was setting out menus. He saw Mark and nodded. "You look like a man carrying a stone." Mark sat down. His name was George. He listened as Mark poured out his story, the job, the promises, the look in his daughter's eyes. George poured him a coffee and slid a napkin across the table. "Waking up early isn't about getting more work done, son. It's about getting your self-respect back. A late start breeds panic. An early start gives you space. Space gives you control." He wrote on the napkin, "Phone away, water first, plan one thing. Try it." The next morning, Mark put his phone in the bathroom. At 6 a.m., the alarm rang. His body screamed to stay, but he forced his feet to the cold floor. He drank a glass of water. It felt strange, uncomfortable even, but for the first time in months, he started his day before the panic started. He did it again on Thursday. Friday arrived, the day of the spring festival. The night before, Ella placed a small handmade card on the table. "For after my song, Daddy," she whispered. Mark put it on top of his keys. He laid out his clothes. He set 2 alarms. He went to bed early. At 5:52 a.m., Mark's eyes opened on their own. He felt a flicker of pride. He checked his phone. 2% battery. Old Mark would have panicked. New Mark moved. He plugged it in, got dressed, and grabbed the card with his keys. At 7:10 a.m., he stepped outside. Then the challenges came. A sudden downpour, a broken-down bus blocking the road. Other parents groaned and turned back. But Mark took a breath. "This is why I left early." He knew a shortcut behind the library from his morning walks. He kept moving. At 8:05 a.m., he saw the school gate. It was still open. He walked through calmly, nodded at the guard, and found a seat in the front row. His shoes were wet, his hair was messy, but his heart was steady. At 8:20 a.m., the gate closed. Mark was inside. The music started. Ella walked onto the stage, her eyes searching the crowd. For a moment, her face was tight with worry. Then she saw him. Her whole body relaxed. A tiny, brilliant smile lit up her face. Mark waved once. Ella nodded and began to sing. Her voice wasn't perfect, but it was brave. After the show, she ran and jumped into his arms. "You came early. I saw you right away. I wasn't scared at all," she beamed. Mark handed her the card. She gasped. "You remembered." As they walked out, a man in a coat approached him. "Excuse me," the man said. "I'm Mr. Harrison. I run a logistics company. I saw you helping direct people at the gate and staying calm while everyone else panicked. I need a man who can handle early mornings and pressure. Can you come see me on Monday?" Mark almost laughed. A week ago, this would have been impossible. Now he just smiled. "I'll be there." Later, at the Early Bird Diner, Mark told George everything. George just nodded. "So, what did you learn?" Mark thought for a second. "I learned that the world doesn't care if you're tired. It only rewards you if you're ready. And the only way to be ready is to stop hitting snooze on your own life." So, if you are struggling to win the day, start by winning the morning. If this story touched you, please like and share it with someone who needs a reminder that change is just one early start away. And don't forget to subscribe to Lessons from Life for more stories that change the way you see the world.